Listen, Sicily has gone through some rough times with the cyclone, with the earthquake, with Mount Etna, but like we always say, Sicily is resilient and we'll be ready to do tours. Just when I come back, actually, we'll be starting our tours. And a lot of people have been asking us, is Sicily safe to travel to? And a resounding yes, it is. People are ready, the restaurants are ready, and uh, so are hotels, and we're absolutely ready.
Everything is fine over here, Esther. Just so you know, since you've been gone, this spring has sprung, and that's the most important thing now. It's in the mid 60s every day. When it does rain, it rains very briefly, and things are recovering very nicely here.
All right, we're going to open it up for questions in just a little bit.
Okay.
But first, I want to give a little bit of an update on our fundraiser that we've been doing for the cyclone and the landslide in Niscemi. And now we're going to expand to a little bit to help the earthquake relief. So we've got that going on. And Alfred will be in Boston in April, and he'll be hosting a meet and greet on April 23rd at Sal's in Lawrence. So we've got that going on for our nonprofit as well.
You know, I wanted to, before you get started with the questions, I wanted to thank a whole host of people here in Sicily who made the recent cyclone relief efforts a success. Besides, of course, our president Giovanni Lanza and the directors back at stateside, we have a lot of people over here work around and kind of get into action immediately. I want to thank Roberto Cirillo from Cafe Sicilia, that you folks know, Sicilia's Cafe in Giardini Naxos. He was very instrumental in identifying places for us up in the province of Messina. I want to thank Professor Rosario Faracci from the University of Catania, who has linked us up nicely, and this isn't the first time either, with the Archbishop and Archdeacon, who has been helping us in a whole bunch of places in this area over here that got blasted by the cyclone. And by the way, he says he wants to thank everybody, all the donors, from the bottom of his heart. Is
Yeah.
exactly what he said. All 389 donors who have helped us out so far. I also want to thank Massimo Grimaldi, my law partner, who handled the province of Catania very nicely. Stefania, of course. And let's not forget all our ground people, our guides, your local guides who have been able to help us out identifying places. So really, we have a team over here on the ground of roughly 15 people, maybe even more, who have helped us on this thing. And our list is very long of places that we've helped out. It's been crazy how we're doing. Now, of course, we have another problem, don't we, Esther? What happened
Yeah.
over here?
As I mentioned, we had that 4.5 earthquake, and there's a town in Regalma where 5 families are displaced, and it's so crazy. One of the churches in that town had a camera inside, and it recorded the earthquake. And the Civil Protection Agency has been spreading that video around, and it's just like shows like shaking for about 30 seconds, and then a mess in the church. So those are some of the areas. But I do want to say that Professor Rosario Faraci last week's show used the word solidarity. He used the word solidarity to talk about what's going on in Sicily in terms of everyone rallying for the cleanup. And let me just tell you that I feel like our friends, our supporters here in Union, Sicily, are also in a big solidarity helping the crisis that's happening in Sicily. So I want to reiterate what Alfred said and thank everyone, because through your help, we've been able to affect a lot of people here in Sicily.
You know, in light of what you're just saying, in discussions with our president, Giovanni Lanza, right after that issue took place that you're discussing, Esther, we decided on our website, we're going to basically start a ongoing emergency relief fund. precisely for reasons like this that what happened with that earthquake. So I'm very pleased to announce that as soon as you get us the information, we will dispatch immediately to that church 1,000 euro to help them get that place back in order. Okay. So we'll have basically clicks on our website, which is going to be done right away. If you want to continue supporting our teaching programs, which are doing great, there'll be one specific link for that. If you want to continue supporting our cyclone relief fund, which we've raised close to 40,000 US dollars, and we've dispatched almost 30,000 euro, perhaps even more, there'll be another link. And then finally, we'll have an emergency fund so that we can quickly turn around in the same day or two afterwards that another catastrophe, if another catastrophe happens, because the Sicilian Project is now a mature nonprofit with vast contacts here in Sicily and also in the United States.
I'm really
You're doing
proud of
good,
the
Bonnie.
work we're doing. I'm
You're
really,
doing
really
good.
proud.
Yeah,
What's
you've done
that?
a lot of work. You've done a lot of work. Come on, you and Stefania have done a great job getting stuff done, communicating with people. And let's not forget our teachers that we have over here. I mean, we've got Bridget out in Kanikati. She's running 2 classes that are jam-packed. We've authorized her for more classes. She's already done 3 or 4 already this year. And now in the fall, she's going to be doing another 3 or 4, which is why we're having our fundraisers in April in Massachusetts. We want to make sure that's our primary mission, is teaching kids
All
English.
right. Unless you have anything else to say, I say we move on and say hello to some of our people. I'm excited to say good morning from East Texas. I can't believe it'll be in Catania in just a couple of months. I'll be so excited to visit beautiful Sicily, and you're coming right in the time when spring will be springing. James is here. James arrived in Sicily to his home in Sicily. B and Dawn are here. Annette is here. Buongiorno, Pieces Guy. We have Nick is here. Jim Scipoletti is here. We've got
Peter Cipoletti. Peter Cipoletti.
Peter and Jean are here. Nonna
Yeah.
from Canada is here. Oh, I want to show you what Nonna made me. She came on one of our tours, and she made me the cutest little bags that I still use, Nonna, with the testa d'amore. She got me one of these. I use my makeup. And I think, Nonna, you came on our tour, I believe, 3 years ago, and I still use these beautiful things. She also got me a shopping bag. So when you guys bring us these gifts, trust me, they go to good use. I got this from our friend Carol one year. She came on our June tour 2 years ago, and she gave me this. So that was so nice. And it's so nice to see everyone here in the community joining us. So if you have any questions, come on up. And here is Christine. We've got a question from Christine. We are looking for a tour of Sicily. Can you help? You came to the right place, Christine, because we do tours of Sicily. We do group tours, which is on our website, www.youmeandsicily.com. We have a May tour on the East Coast, a June tour on the West Coast. We also have a September and an October tour. They're all on our website. And if you're looking for private or customized tours, we do that as well. So thank you for that question.
It was very interesting. Virtually all the persons that you mentioned just now contributed to the relief fund. It's hilarious. Even my cousin Annette, she's what they call a triple dipper. Not only does she come and support our trips, but she also donated to the cyclone relief efforts. And also she's coming to the meet and greet. So her and Vinny, who I love very much, my cousins, Uh, those are the types of supporters that we have. People that just love Sicily, and basically their hearts were broken when we had this issue over here with the hurricane.
Yeah. Well, with the cyclone and then the landslide and so forth. Michelle is back in Palermo. Thank you. Jim said I look great. Um, who else is here? Okay, let me see here. Oops. It says, I spoke to my representative of the Italian Republic, Senator Lamarca, and she basically told me that the Italian government are distributing a little over €1 billion to the affected areas, €1 billion to 3 regions, namely Calabria, Sicily, and Sardinia. So that money is being divided, and that's why and by the way, it takes time. What they do, the process is they have an application process where they have to, talk about the damage that they received. Then a period of time goes by when they're actually approved and getting the money. Now, an interesting statistic here that, businesses were just recently required to get insurance for their businesses. I believe it was part of the tax bill in 2024, something like that. And so it's taking businesses a lot of time to actually sign up for that insurance. So a lot of those businesses that were affected did not have insurance.
Yeah, presently what's been authorized is 330 million, as Esther said, which is basically a drop in the bucket. Come on. It's not going to be several months, perhaps even a year or two before that the rest of the money that €1 billion, whatever it is she's talking about, actually the rehab money is going to be coming in, flowing into Sicily. I mean, they've got a lot of procedural, bureaucratic hurdles to heal. You mentioned the Sicilian regional folks. We have to tip our hat to them. The Regione Siciliana did a great job on early warning of the cyclone. And as a result, there were no deaths, there was no fatalities. Can you imagine that? This thing was just unbelievable, but everybody was warned in time. And then, like when Niscemi happened with the buildings falling off, they're right there as well. I am very impressed with the regional, number one, forecasting of this thing and how they've jumped and leapt into action on these catastrophes. Really a good outfit.
Yeah. Cindy, hi from Olympic Peninsula in Washington. See you in May. This is so nice. Looking forward to seeing many of you on April 23rd.
Who's that from?
Ciao a little late a tutti dal Canada. Un abbraccio da Grazie. Charles and Ashley from North America, 2025. Wonderful. Let's see here. Buona domenica, Alan E. Looking forward to seeing Alfred at Salvatore's. That's
Who's that?
Tony Parmesan. I like
My
to call him
cousin?
Parmigiano.
I'll tell you,
Tony
that's another.
Parmigiano.
Let me tell you about. I'm going to just interrupt you right now. I want to brag about my cousin Tony Palmisano. He's a recently immediate past president of the St. Alfio Society. Okay, and I was just talking to my brother yesterday that my cousin Tony, in my view, was the best president in the last 25 years because he did a great job quarterbacking their 100th anniversary. Can you imagine that 100 years, over 100 years ago? And the reason that it's personal to me and my brother Tommy is that because my grandfather, Gaetano Teresi, was one of the 5 original organizers of that particular festival. And now here it is, over 100 years later, Esther, my cousin, our blood,
Awesome.
right? Direct lineal descendant, practically. And my cousin did a great job. And by the way, he's become a Sisyphite. He's been coming over here, and he just loves it over here. He's been going to Rome. He's what they
Awesome.
now he's having
It's
what they
really
call
great
La
seeing him
Dolce
here.
Vita. What? I
Yeah,
love
it's
my
really
cousin.
fun seeing here. We have someone from Sicily watching, and he
Ah,
said that the coastline is getting fixed. And let me tell you that I saw firsthand 3 days or 2 days after the cyclone. I went and with our friends Tom and Karen to take a look at Acitrezza, Campomollini, at some of the hardest hit areas. And then a few days later, I went to Stazzo and Santa Tecla, which were two terribly hit towns. And I saw the sheer solidarity of the volunteers, over 100 cleaning up. And of course, we did a whole video about that. And then right before I left to come back to Boston, I went and evaluated a 1 month later visit. And boy, they are moving fast. So when he said the coastlines are getting fixed, they sure are. And I'm seeing that. So the questions that people have about visiting and traveling to Sicily, let me tell you, they are getting ready full force for um, tourists, and they're getting the hotels. And I've said this before, but it wasn't like entire towns were destroyed. This was a very centralized storm, in terms of damage. So it would be like the coastline would be a little bit destroyed, and then one street over, there's nothing. And it wasn't like a whole coastline. There were like little pockets of places that were damaged. But as I said, they're moving fast. Even I saw the train line from Taormina to Messina has now been open. So for those who are coming in, want to use public transportation, rest assured they're moving fast. Now, I had someone ask me a very interesting question, that they didn't understand how the Niscemi landslide had to do with the cyclone. And the reason is because of the heavy rains and the very unstable terrain and sandy material that Niscemi is built on, it sort of exacerbated the problem that they've had there. They've had that problem of an uneven or unstable land since 1997, when it was first documented that there was a problem and there was a potential for a landslide. And because of the unusual and the severe heavy rain that we did have on January 20 and 21, that the land got unloosened, and that's why some of those homes were falling. But it seems like the landslide itself has stopped for now.
Well, that's what the $150 million that Mattarella, who came down, the president came down a couple of weeks ago. They got to get that money out to them right away to stabilize that area, okay? Because as of a few days ago, the landslide has stopped. Thank God. All right, and they've cleared over the red zone where Esther was at. The red zone, they had the barriers up and all that other stuff. Well, evidently they're letting people back in because it stopped. And hopefully that money is going to come, and they're going to shore up that particular area. That was just an
Yeah.
unbelievable, just to live through it. I mean, I'll never forget, because her and I were watching this thing in real time as it was unfolding, right? To watch that and to see the houses tip over. Esther, do you remember the heartbreak of the crucifix falling? That they had placed the crucifix
Yeah.
there right at
Well,
the edge?
no. That statue, it was a statue that had been there for many years at the
A
very
statue.
edge
Um,
at the very edge. And then that was like the last hope, because very slowly the land was sliding homes, and there was this one card that was sticking out, and then finally it fell, but the cross remained, and then finally a couple weeks ago, that cross, the statue of the cross, collapsed. But I just want to go over here. We have a viewer from Sicily, and let me know what your name is. And he said, I just posted a short about making Carob Sicily. Ever tasted Carob products in Sicily? Let me tell you that I love Carobs. And if for those of you guys who don't know, Carobs are those brown sticks. They're used as a chocolate substitute. They've been used in Sicily since the Roman times. They're very rich. And the most interesting, oh, Al, grab my carob over there. Do I have a
yeah, I'm
carob
looking
over there?
for. Where is it? Where did you put
I
it?
think where did I put it? I have a
Oh,
couple of
I got.
carobs
I have
hanging in.
them right here. I found them. I found them.
Good job, Al.
Wow, what
Um,
a show and
so
tell! This is what a carob looks like.
this is what a carob looks like. Now, if you open one of those carobs, you'll
Me?
find some seeds. If you open that, but you don't have to open it, you'll find some seeds. And the interesting thing is that each one of those seeds, very unusually, are the same weight. And in the Roman times, they discovered that by using those seeds, they could use it for measurement. And have you heard of the carat for gold? Where does it come from? That's exactly where it comes from the carob, which was a seed, and I can't remember how much weight it was, and they used it for trade as a measuring weight. It's a great little piece. If you bite into one of them, they can be very hard on the outside, but extremely chewy on the inside and very sweet. So thank
Do
you
they
for.
taste like chocolate? They taste a little bit like chocolate or cocoa, don't they?
They're used as a chocolate replacement for sure. Yep. Um, James wants to know, Esther, how's your mom and family? Jim, thank you so much for asking. My mom's doing great. Um, uh, my sister's doing great. We're going to be celebrating Naomi's birthday. By the way, I'm going to go to New York for a couple of days this week. So everyone's doing good, Jimmy. Thank you so much for asking. And by the way, Alfred, Tony said, thank you so much, Al, for the kind words.
And that's my cousin. He's top shelf, honestly. I want to give
Have
a
you seen The Leopard, the film?
of
Al, you go
course.
first.
I've read the book, of course. And
Great book.
speaking about books, comma, for the last 3 months, I've been working with my daughter Katie on a new book project that we're almost done. I would say the final draft will be done in a week or so. And it's a science fiction time travel story that has some pretty, uh, I guess you could call them philosophical and theological points in it that I wrote a screenplay many years ago on this particular topic. My friends who I circulated it around in the legal community loved it. So I decided I was going to novelize it and turn it into a book. And it's been a joy. And I don't care if I even sell one book, all right? But it has been an absolute joy the last 3 months getting on the horn every day with my daughter Katie, who I've discovered is an excellent editor, as well as being a very artistic woman, to work with this kid on this project. And the way I drafted the book, by the time it's done, there's going to be a sequel. It's called The Infinity Protocol. And you'll be seeing it once we get the front cover came out good, et cetera, et cetera. But I think people are going to really like this book. It was a labor of love, and Katie just did a great job. And not to mention my other book, my 75-year-old Sicilian life, which, by the way, I'm going to have copies available at the meet and greet. They'll be $15 each. I'll sign them. If you've purchased the book already, bring the book with you, and I'll make a private note for you as well. That was a good way to
Jim
segue that whole thing in there, E.
Jim says Esther and I actually were in Palermo as they were filming The Leopard. That's right. They were doing some scenes, and then they did some scenes in Syracuse and all over the place, and that was a lot of fun. Susan says carob seeds generally weigh approximately 0.2 200 milligrams, and that's why they were used as measuring in
Huh.
the olden days. But imagine that all the seeds were of the same weight. So that's very
That's
cool.
amazing. That's amazing.
He says, and let me know what's your name. Zod 0001. Love to know what your actual name is. Exactly, but first you have to remove the seed to make the syrup. Watch the short. It's easy. If you leave us a link right here, we'll be happy to guide people or show them where or how to use carob. Esther, have you been or planning one day to explore San Cano town close to Catania? San Cano. San Cono. I've never heard of that town, but you know what? There's so many. That's Sicily for you. There's all these little small towns, little treasures, but I'm looking forward to maybe exploring that. Very
Esther, while
good.
you're taking a little pause in the action here, why don't you tell our listeners about the new sponsor that you have?
Wait a second. San Cono is prickly pear's world capital. Really? And where is Sancono? Very interesting. We have a new sponsor, Made in Italy, and this is great. Her name is Anne Marie, and she is from Calabria, but her boyfriend is from Palermo, and she had this great idea of having a box, an actual gift box filled with all types of products from the different regions of Italy. And it's a subscription type of a program that you can sign up and maybe do 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, or so forth. And every month you get a little surprise box. And one of the first boxes is going to be themed Sicily. So they'll have a few products in there. And I had a great chat with her yesterday, and we're going to run that interview next week, where she talks about her passion for Italy, for Sicily, and she grew up. Her parents were uh, first generation, so she grew up with her nonna speaking Sicilian. She grew up with no measuring cups or measuring spoons. You put a little bit of this, you taste a little, smell a little to see, how when something is done. No time, you just take a look. When it's golden brown, it's ready. So she talked about that and really falling in love with all Italian products. She has also family in Abruzzo, and I'm going to have more information about that and links and everything in the show notes. But it's a great little idea. The box is really, really cute. It's very colorful and has a Sicilian theme.
That's great. I mean, I like to see, I'm happy for her and I wish her the best of luck. But it's also good for Sicily or Italian exporters who are having their products actually exposed to people in the United States in areas that normally that you wouldn't be able to get that stuff. So that's just a great thing that she's doing, and we wish you a
Yeah.
lot of luck and welcome aboard. And we'll make sure that we push your product as best that we possibly can.
Yeah. Susan says the town of San Cono, Sicily, a commune in the metropolitan city of Catania. That I do know that it's in Catania. I'm not really sure where it is. And Zod 001, let me know exactly where. We live in Acicatena, which is outside of Catania. So I know it's not in our area. Uh, Antonio says it has something to do with my last name. Annette Marie. Annette Marie is here. Annette Marie is her name, and we're going to have all the information as how far seaside from town Catania be able to walk. Right? Yes, be able to walk for sure. In town Catania, depending on your purpose.
Oh,
Oh, we
for
have Carolyn from California here. Buongiorno, Carolyn. Al, what do you have planned for the rest of the week?
well, I've been doing a lot of household chores in preparation for when you coming. Plus, I've been teaching at the Sicilian Project on Saturdays, which I very much enjoy. I've been working with the adults, along with our. Since you're not here and Tom and Karen aren't here, we had to kind of switch it up for assistance. And I have two of our sailors from Sigonella, volunteers that have been helping us with us and also the little kids. But we have two big groups of little kids and one good sized group. This is our second time for adults, and it's been working well, honestly. And during the rest of the week, you know what I do? Nothing. I just take it easy. I go out. I have a coffee in the morning. I make my phone calls, do a little bit of work, have my meeting with Katie, just kind of chilling out because I know that when you come back, the hurricane comes back from the United States here in Sicily, and we have to start working. So this is a little bit of a rest and relaxation time for me.
Good, 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 good. Meanwhile, I want to make sure that you guys know that we have Alfred's book, 75-Year-Old Sicilian Life, on our Amazon. If you search my name or Yumi in Sicily, and then we have travel tip guide book for you guys that has some really cool places to visit. It has some Italian words in it. It has what to eat. It's a really, good first timers guide. Or if you're visiting for, the second time and you're looking for new places, because we do East Coast and West Coast, what to see, maybe it gives you a few ideas. I know I've had a couple of people who have been to Sicily and read it and said it was really helpful.
Yeah, sir, I have one question for you. Did you say to me, or did I mishear it, that our Legends Group tour, you're opening it up?
The Legends Group Tour is now open. It's October 19 to 29. It's reserved for people who have want to see a different part of Sicily, because we do base it out of Cefalu and also Castellamare del Golfo, but we go to some real treasure towns that are not necessarily on the must-see spots. We also go to Seluninte, which is the Greek temples and ruins, which we usually don't visit on our tours. We usually do Sagesta, which most people do, or the Valley of Temples. So we'll be doing that. We're also going to go to our friend Annalisa Pompei's agroturismo and farm to pick vegetables and be on a farm and make food on our own. So that cooking demo is great because it's right on a farm. She makes her own olive oil. She makes her own wine. She makes her own bread, and we'll be making something delicious there as well. And then we're going to have some visit to Marzala del Vallo, which is also on the West Coast. And we'll be visiting some towns around Cefalu, Termini, Imeresi, which we usually don't go, but it's worth a visit. So it's a great tour for those who want to see maybe not so touristy towns, or maybe towns you've never heard of, but we have, because we, put them on our list because it's worth visiting.
That's one of our tours where you fly into Palermo, and then we'll pick you up at Palermo. And I have to say something about Cefalu. It's one of my favorite towns now. The restaurants there that we go to are just beyond belief. And in Castellamare del Golfo, the restaurants we go there are just about beyond belief. Esther's done a great job isolating over the years these particular restaurants. So if you're a gourmand, if you like food, uh, this is the tour for you, because this isn't touristic spot stuff. This is like real authentic cuisine made by real authentic chefs, cooks. And in Annalisa cases, she's a very special woman. So that's the one I am supporting. I will actually go to that tour because I love both those towns. So please, the Legend Tours, www.yumiandsicily.com, scope
No,
it
it's
out.
not on our website. It's not on our
Oh,
website. You have to send me an email. It's opening up now.
it's a
We
private,
let
okay.
our repeat travelers know about it first, and so now we're decided to open up to all. Listen, James is so good with this stuff. For all visitors, I had not one problem with TSA or passport control in Rome. If anyone needs assistance, wheelchairs are absolutely free. James, thank you so much for thinking of our travelers. You're always so helpful, and I appreciate that. Um, Chef says, I have to go to Sicily. Everyone tells me how beautiful it is. All my doctors have been to Cefalu for seminars. Yes, Sicily stole our heart, and you will love Sicily, not just because it's beautiful, as you said. Of course, it's a paradise, but you will fall in love with the people. You will fall in love with the foods, because it is a total experience and an explosion for all your senses. I promise you.
I want to give a word of comfort to folks who are concerned about the recent events in Persia, Iran, so to speak. Italy, as you know, is a member of NATO, okay? And so it's a very safe place. And there's not going to be anything happening here. If you're having any hesitation whatsoever about coming here, you shouldn't. It's very, very safe. That's what I wanted to say about that. Can you hear me out there?
I can hear you. Um, Ellie says my maternal grandparents came to Toronto from Termini Maresi in the early 1900s. I've been there. We'll be in Palermo for a month in April. That's great. And Termini Maresi has a great Greek ruin there, the Temple of Victory, and across from it is a great restaurant. But it's a great fishing and boating and commerce. It was once, one of the most important ports over there in the Palermo area.
Great food there too.
Michelle, hey Esther, were you planning to take your Western tour to the Must 23 Museum here in Capaci? It's a film and virtual reality experience about the assassination of Falcone that took place here. I did hear about that museum and I haven't been there. That's a great idea. Um, Certainly we do, when we go on the West Coast tour in June, we do include Palermo, and our guides take us to some of the spots that are important for the assassination of the two judges whose anniversary is coming up May 23.
Wow.
Um, that's great. Michelle, thank you for reminding. I love then people who tell us about spots that we may not have heard about because they live there. And I'm talking about the expats. Okay, Karen, I hope that you are still playing piano and have a happy life in California.
Esther, may I say just another quick thing while you're
Yes.
looking at the things? If you people, you listeners out there, enjoy these live chats, will you please put a message on below? Because Esther and I, this is kind of like an alpha test or a beta test. We want to make sure that people are enjoying it. So if you think that every once in a while we'd like to have a live just to kind of break the videos that we do every week. So if you like it, please just make a note. Say, yeah, I like the idea, right? Or no, it's not a good idea. This way it gives us some feel because the folks that are watching this you're our regulars. You're the ones that we really depend on.
So I think we're going to do this live at least one more time, maybe not on a Sunday because next Sunday we'll have a pre-recorded, but we'll have some great content for you, and we'll go live one more time. I'll be in New York, as I said, on a business trip for a couple of days and then traveling back. And then I'm looking forward to the weekend after going back to Sicily.
And believe me, people, just so you know, Esther's actually the senior instructor at our Sicilian project camp for the kids. And believe me, the kids have been coming up to me asking me where Esther is. So I've been telling her that in a couple of weeks she'll be back, and you can see the big grin on their faces. It's great that she's a very expressive teacher, as she is on her videos. She's like that in the classroom, and she doesn't speak a single word of Italian to them. It's what they call complete immersion English. And she does a great job, and we're looking forward to having you back in the classroom, I may add.
Me too, me too. And then we're going to be starting our tours right off the day after
Yeah.
I arrive, right off, starting a tour. And I'm looking forward to it. We're doing a private tour for a group that are very, there are two important things are history and food, my two favorite things as well. So that'll be fun. Anyway, Al, do you have
And
any final words?
um, I just wanted to reiterate the fact that it's safe here over here. Don't worry about it. I want to reiterate the fact that our people here in Sicily were profoundly important to us on the whole issue of the cyclone and reaching out. I was impressed, and I am impressed with the region, the Sicilian region, and the job that they did. I tip my cap to Rosario Faraci for all the stuff that he's been doing. He's the one that he's my go-to guy in the province of Catania, especially with the Archbishop and Reale, who is really a Renaissance guy. And we have things under control here. We really do. As long as Esther's around, she just gives me orders. I just do them, and everybody's happy.
Nona says, I enjoy these live chats once in a while. They are very informative. Grazie mille. Let me just answer this real quick. Annette, can I walk the beach from downtown Catania? As I mentioned earlier, depends where in downtown Catania. Some places are more accessible to the beach than others. There is a little walkway or bikeway in the middle of the streets from Catania to the beach, but I've never walked it.
The
So
playa
it is
is right
accessible.
now closed. The beaches on the actual port side of Catania, those are the ones that got hit. Several of them are struggling, and I don't know if they got to reopen right now. They're waiting for money. The others, the ones that have money, have been working at it. So I'm assuming that about half of them will be opened, but
Yeah.
not all of them. I don't think all of them will be open.
All right, guys. Grazie mille for being here. Alfredo, grazie mille for getting. We gotta get you. We gotta get
What?
you another. Huh?
What don't you like? You don't like my thing here?
No, you look great. You look great. We gotta get you a better stand though. All
Well,
right.
that's,
Love you.
yeah,
Oh, there
I
you
need a better
go.
stand is what I need.
There you go. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great Sunday. Happy Women's Day and see you next week. Ciao.
Sa benediga.